Hey everybody, Brett from AstartesGaming here, back with another episode of our Battle Brothers Legends mod Let's Play. So, last time around, we left off right outside of Trockenberg, which is actually where we started the episode. But we were in a little bit different situation at the end versus the beginning. So, we were trying to find more work to basically just make a bunch of money and spend it on armor at the two armories here in Trockenberg and Brunstad. We ended up finding our way up to Stoll, where we found two jobs, the first of which had us go after some thieves. Very straightforward battle, netted us about 1,200 crowns. And now we're doing a patrol mission for Stoll, which is offering up 156 crowns per head that we bring back from, bandits and what have you. So, at the end of last episode, we fought a rather large battle against a group of 15 bandits. We were able to collect the heads of 14 of them. And so we're trying to get 16 more before we go back to Stoll to basically maximize the amount of money we make off of this. So we are going to kind of take our time getting back there. Make sure that we don't miss out on any potential fights. Because, again, we want all 16 of those extra heads if we can, find them. Where? I don't know. We don't want to venture too far off the road. We are a bit limited on time here, but we had 6 days initially, and I think it's probably been a maximum of 2, so potentially, we do have a bit of time to play with. However, the longer we run around and waste time, the less money we're actually making from this, because of course we are, paying upkeep and stuff like that. You find the nobleman Sir Alisar and the rather ragged-looking herald quarreling over the last piece of food on a spit. Apparently the lowborn got his fork into it first, but the nobleman claimed that his high stature granted him the right to the meat. Isn't he like my avatar? Should I really be making rulings that are like sort of about myself? In the company of sellswords, no man is lowborn or highborn. He's dissatisfied. Alright, so Sir Alisar, the sergeant, looks aghast. Oh, did it change his... I think it changed his title. He lowly lifts his fork from the spit, and Harold immediately shovels the last bit of meat into his mouth. The nobleman gets up and heads your way. He straightens before you, bumping his chest into yours as you lock eyes. A few of the men put their hands on their pommels. You expect to get a piece of land when this is said and done, yeah? I hope you do. Because then I'll come and knock and show you how nobles really treat one another. Get out of my sight. Yeah, that's weird though, because this isn't... Or actually, I think it does sort of work like a lone... No, don't go in yet. I think it does sort of work like a lone wolf playthrough in Warriors of the North, where if he dies, I believe it's game over. So he is my avatar, which makes that whole scenario very odd. We're getting a little bit too far away from Stoll here. I don't know if we're going to find another fight. We can go in here, but I don't think we'll get credit for that. I don't remember. It's been a while since I've tried. But I don't think venturing into an enemy stronghold counts on a patrol mission. I'm just going to turn this in. There's nothing around. There's too many... friendly parties and stuff. There was other mercenaries in the area. Still got paid really well. But again, that was only about half of what we could have. Alright. We are out of food, which is unfortunate because we can't buy any until morning. Let's camp. And I should check while we're in camp. I wanted to see... Not gatherer. Where's our... Actually, that might be worth looking at. So, in camp, where is he? There he is. Volmar should be the one to do this. How do I assign people? Select a tent, then click a brother to assign him to the tent. This is resting tent, healing. We should have... What's her face doing that? Okay. And then this is repairs. That might be better for our inventor right now, but the workshop also makes sense. Just depends on what we want to salvage or repair. I guess let's start with repairs, but we can have him salvage too. He can also craft. There's a lot he can do for us. Patrol station. I'm not too worried about that. Training grounds. That's okay. Right. So, with that out of the way, we should be healing a little bit more efficiently. We need a crafting cart to upgrade it, though. But just by having Solveig present, we have 150% healing modifier, so that's pretty good. We'll continue to camp until morning, which is now. Let's go ahead and we'll see what that mission is, but more importantly, we'll buy some food. Oh, wow, that is dirt cheap food. Let's buy all of it. Well, not all of it, but we'll buy a lot of it. I'll also buy tools because they're not terribly priced. And then we're going to sell a bunch of gear. The glaives are pretty good, so let's hold on to that. Morning Star, I will keep one because I think there's somebody that's going to need one. And then the military pick does qualify as a hammer, so let's keep that around too. I don't need that though. I don't need a falchion. No point in having a bludgeon if we have a Morning Star. In fact, I probably should have kept both because I think Volmar is actually using a bludgeon now and not a Morning Star. I'm going to sell that. And this. Okay. That lightens the load a little bit for us. Let's see about moving some gear around. A couple of hand axes. Yeah, if you're going to be in the front, which I don't know if you are, but for now if he is, he either needs to get a Morning Star, which is a better weapon than he currently has, or he can take the military pick. Military pick makes more sense because he does have, you know, potentially the mastery for that. But I'm sort of leaning toward him eventually being in the back line. He just needs to get his resolve up. Okay. And then, like Morton, you may as well take the glaive because it's just a better version of what you already have. That gives us a couple of extra spears, so we'll probably sell some of those. And then we wanted to rotate you into the front, correct? Yeah, he's already got split shield. The only other thing I can think of doing is having him swap weapons with like Herald, for example. Yeah, I mean, you are better suited to the back line because he doesn't have really any buff to his defense. Here's what I think we're going to do. Sigmund, you're going to go here. Harold, you're going to go there. Volmar's not an ideal, what do you call it? Not an ideal standard bearer at the moment. But that could change if we bother to put in the effort. So we're going to try. Volmar, go ahead and throw that helmet on. Take that, and this will get your resolve up a little bit. It's not going to help much, though. At 49, that means he's only going to be able to add about 5 to anybody's resolve. And that's only in the case where their resolve isn't already more than 49. So it would give Reiner 1 point. Most of the rest of these people it would not benefit. It would give him the full 5. So we need to get his resolve up. But this kind of protects him as our inventor. It's going to make him a little bit less likely to get killed. And it's going to allow him to, of course, use his polearm mastery skill. We'll see if there's anything else in here that is worth taking along with that. But then we have Sigmund, who can take that helmet. And Sigmund has axe mastery, so he can, well, first of all, let's get you a shield. He can use this and still be in the back line to take advantage of his skills. And I might even get him quick hands, which he probably has already. No, he's of course the only one that doesn't, right? Everybody else does. Or at least anybody that has access to it has it for free. Yeah, it's a shame that he doesn't, because I was thinking about giving him the crossbow, but if he can't switch back and forth easily, then there's no reason. For now, that's fine, though. And then, Harold, you need to have probably the military pick, because you are better with hammers. I'm actually going to give you this damaged armor and give him the better one. Okay. That is a slight improvement across the board. And it gets a few people into places where they're a little bit better suited. But we'll have to keep working on that. I'm going to sell one of these spears. We can sort that a little bit. I'm going to get rid of the buckler too, actually. And you know what? I'll keep both of those. Okay. So we've got food. We've got tools. What is this? That's actually not bad pay. It's basically 1,000 crowns all in all. To do what? Desolate Mausoleum somewhere around the region of Rich Meadows, a long way to the west. So let's find Rich Meadows. Could be a really far trip for us, though. There's Rich Meadows. It's actually not too bad. That's only just past the next settlement. And we do have the ambition to discover a ruin or hostile camp and destroy it. I have done it like this before, where we used a mission to find it, and it does work with the ambition. We just have to discover it after we take this ambition, whether it is through a mission or just on our own accord, and then attack it. And that's 1,000 crowns just to find it, so why not? I will accept. How are we doing on the injury front? You guys are still pretty beat up, I wager. Their hit points are fine, their armor's fine, but their injuries are still there. Though it looks like both will be gone probably before we find ourselves in a fight, so maybe we'll be okay. Right, so Rich Meadows to the west, that is up here. So let's head to Tabamoose and just go from there, I guess. Okay, so in Tabamoose, there is a job that we can take a look at on our way back. It's probably going to have something to deal with Hexen, though, and I don't really like dealing with Hexen. I don't know about that. So let's head north. Okay, Sigmund the Boulder gained a free fatigue point. All this running about the land has increased the stamina of the men. One runs in place holding a finger to his neck. He remarks that his heart rate isn't going up at all. Another brother remarks that the guy doesn't even know how to count. The running man pauses. Oh, that's right. Cool. Yeah, anyways, moving on. That's Fragmented Stronghold. We could attack that if we were so inclined, but let's try to find what we're out here for. It says to the west. This is the only Rich Meadows I'm aware of. But let me guess, it's probably going to count all of this too. I don't know. The way that it zones in this game sometimes is a bit odd. There's some undead there with a necromancer. I really would rather not fight you guys, but it looks like they'd rather not fight us either. Cool, they're going to tell me the way. We're going to lose some of our profit margin here, but that's alright, as long as it speeds up this whole thing. Yeah, here's your crowns. You see it's there, of course, on the plains far away to the south, where we are now. Easy. So south of where we are now, on the plains. Where does that mean? Here? Maybe here? And we just walked right by it? I don't know. These missions do frustrate me quite often because the detection range is generally smaller than it should be. I wonder if it could be here even. And we just missed it. Because this is still part of Rich Meadows, I think, although it's probably bumping up against Shallow Ford. Well, I went south of where we were in the meadows, and I'm not seeing anything. And this is also not west of Stoll. More crowns, huh? Fine. Okay, so south again. Well, very quickly this is not becoming west of our previous position. Apparently we found it. Yeah, so that was absolute crap. It told me it was in Rich Meadows, but I found it down here. Do we want to attack this? We have no idea what's there. I did come across this collapsed hovel, which actually had a somewhat reasonable garrison in it. So we could attack this on our way back and complete our ambition. Let's not fight those unholds. Yeah, that's a pretty easy fight, actually. Oh, go away. Come on. Leave me alone. Let's move past it, though, and we'll try to attack from this side. And this should complete our ambition. Alright, so it's going to drop us right in the swamp, unfortunately. This could be an ugly fight just because of the fact that we are going to have a pretty severe combat penalty. However, if they're going to come to us, then we can at least make it nice and even. But it doesn't look like they're too intent on doing that. In fact, it looks like they're probably just going to try to set up along the solid ground and use that to their advantage. So I'm going to do my best to have my archers thin the ranks a little bit. And at the very least, we can hope that that will encourage them to fight us on more even footing. Okay, you may as well move up onto that solid ground. I guess let's continue to advance. I don't see any reason not to at least move up a little bit. We are going to burn a lot of fatigue though, so we probably don't want to move too much beyond this. You can actually jump to that spot there. Alright, a lot of shifting happening. This guy's not wearing anything. That's pretty bold. Pretty bold of him to jump into combat naked. It's like a Celtic painted warrior without the paint. Okay. Why don't you move up as far as you can? I feel like this is going to be sort of our spearhead and everything else is just going to be a matter of holding the line. But yeah, they're pretty intent on not getting into the swamp. At least some of them were. He probably regrets that move. That's a miss, and that's a hit. Calais, go ahead and finish him off, and then let's have you advance. Okay. Lots of blocks happening, that's always nice. Why don't you put a shot into him? No dice. Okay, he can't attack from there, but I don't think that weapon's going to be all that dangerous. Ooh, cut his head off with a spear. That's something you don't see very often. Although, it's technically a glaive, so it would be a little bit easier than beheading somebody with a spear, though not by much. Why don't you advance? Probably the worst person to come up against with that war pick, but what are you going to do? Morton, I'm actually going to move you there. Alisar, if I put you here, you won't be able to attack this turn, but next turn he can potentially get them both. Volmar, go ahead and move up. Let's get you up to here. Start cutting people down. I don't know where I'm going to put you, so let's just wait. Huh. That's blocked, so you just need to attack. The only way forward is through the enemy in this case. Gotta kill him anyways, though, right? This just kills two birds with one stone, as it were. Alright. Yeah, they are having a hell of a time putting any sort of damage on us, which is great. You just sit back there. Okay, lots of misses. Go ahead and fire over there since he's out on his own. Nothing doing. He doesn't seem to know what to do. Come on, cut him out of your way. No. 2 misses. Pretty pathetic. What was that about? It was like he was swinging a cleaver and a flail at the same time. Fire at him. Maybe you'll get the guy in front. You can stab the guy with the loot out there. Don't end your turn yet because we might need you to move. Bertram, I need you to cut that guy out of the way. Couldn't quite do it. Maybe Volmar can get him. Nope. Over here, let's put this guy in the dirt. Don't end your turn yet. Go ahead and cut both of those guys down for me. Really? You missed them both. Wow. You can slide over. The bat's going to put you at a disadvantage, but I think you have enough advantages going your way right now where it won't matter. Bertel, can you cut your way through him? Perfect. Morton, cut your way through him and him while you're at it, or not. Come on, Gravith, get him. Damn, they're slowing us down over here. That's not good. I'm gonna have her shift over to this side where she might be able to contribute. Arnold, start moving up that way. No, maybe not. Alright, so it looks like most of you guys can't use that AP after all. Okay. 2 blocks. That guy has been their MVP so far. Arvith, shoot him. Nice. Archers have been pretty damn helpful so far. Finally got that guy out of the way. Can't seem to get him to move though. Let's not do that yet. Okay. Could we please get rid of that guy? Okay, so he's no longer in the fight. Now he's dead. We can move somebody up into that spot. Can you make that shot? Nice. It was a little bit risky because we were potentially risking some friendly fire, but it ended up working out for us. There goes that guy's head. So you guys are all clear over here now. Don't do anything yet because we need to advance toward him. Though I think most of you are probably done in this fight. Yep, there's another head. You can step up and attack. Nope. Okay. Let's put you there. We'll just start surrounding him as best we can because he's the only one left. And if you step up here, you can maybe end this. Nice. Alright, so 2, 3 level ups from that. Nothing really doing on the loot front, but we did get some amber shards that we can sell and a bit of food and coin. Okay. So that was a whole lot of running around for not a whole lot of reward. That should complete our ambition. We'll find out shortly. If not, we'll maybe go after... I discovered something here. Fragmented Stronghold we can maybe attack. Because that I for sure discovered on this trip. Alright, so there's our crowns. They have another job, but I'd like to maybe go visit the armorer now. Is this another patrol? I'll accept. Oh, they want me to go after beasts this time. Maybe. I might do that. Especially if it's direwolves, I'd like more direwolf pelts. But for now, I think it's time to go to Trockenberg. We're like already low on food again. We'll be rolling in there with almost 5,000 crowns. So we should be able to buy something quite nice. Of course, we're going to arrive at dusk. So we may as well camp for a bit. Along the way, Callie comes to you with a paper in hand, slamming it on your table and saying they wish to enter. You pick up the scroll, unfurling it to show that the local town is hosting a jousting tournament. The mercenary crosses arms, awaiting your response. Yeah, sure, why not? You agree to let him go to the tournament, and wanting to see it for yourself, you go along too. The jousting tourney crackles with energy as you near it. Squires hurry to and fro, carrying great armfuls of armor and weapons, and some step slowly about with enormous lances hefted over their shoulders. Other men brush very regal-looking horses, many of which wear breastplates decorated with sigils. In the distance, you listen to brief gallops, heavy hooves stamping, roughshod and lumbering. And then there's the sentence just never ends, apparently. And then there's a snapping twang of wood on metal, and cheers erupt. As you look about the festivities, a nobleman walks up and stops you. Weighing a purse in one hand and twisting a piece of broom straw about the corner of his mouth with the other, he asks if you'd like to make a wager. You ask what for. He nods, pointing towards Callie, who is across the mustering point, signing himself into the tourney. Apparently he is to face this nobleman's own rider, a man by the name of Sarabe. A little bit of gamesmanship never hurt, no? How does 500 crowns sound to you? Winner take all, of course. Yeah, I'll bet on my man. Why not? That's only 500 crowns. You take a seat amongst the commoners and noblemen alike. Only the local lord has any separation from the riffraff, sitting on a heightened row with the likes of his sons, daughters, and various royalty from around the land. Callie's up next, a squire helping lead the horse to one of the jousting lanes. Down the battlefield, Sarabe rides onto the field, his horse black, his armor a vibrant purple and with gold trimmings and tassels here and there. Both he and Callie take up their lances and slap down the faceplates of their helmets. A barker shouts their names from the royal box, and then a clergyman says a few words about how this was ordained by the gods, and were anybody here to die today, they'd sit amongst the greatest of men in the next realm, and be remembered with them in this one. All that said, the two jousters lower their lances and charge before either the barker or the priest can even take a seat. Having never been to such an event, you can't help but hold your breath as the two riders barrel down the lanes toward each other. The horses are majestic, their legs in rhythm, their hooves tearing up the great clods of earth, their armors glinting sundots across the crowds as they run, altogether leaving in their wake streams of giddy observers and shouting kids and drunks spilling their raised mugs and young princesses gripping their dresses and wantingly brave princes clapping their... Oh, God. These sentences are ridiculous. This is one sentence. One sentence. And knowing how it even came to be, blah, 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 you yourself are standing and shouting. Sarabe struggles to keep his aim steady, his lance bobbing up and down, the point of it wobbling in search of a true target. They don't find it. Callie's lance shatters on their opponent's chest, a proverbial explosion of sawdust and splinters through which rides a horse with no rider, the jouster having been driven back over his cantle and clear of his saddle altogether, coming face down on the battleground with nary a move or a breath. A roar bursts from the crowd, an uncorked tempest which you are quick to find, drowning your ears in a blistering cacophony, swept up in a time and place you will never forget. While still celebrating, the woman you made a wager with comes over and places a purse in your hand. You wish to say a few words, but before you can, he angrily turns and walks off. So Callie gets a morale boost, and we win 500 crowns that we can put towards some armor. So we're going in with 5,200 now. Camp report. Time to get moving. Let's head out. And let's see what they've got. If there's nothing, then we can go to the armor down the way. And honestly, I'm pretty disappointed with the selection here. This is really the only thing we're taking. And we can do a lot better with the amount of money that we have. While I'm here, though, let's unload this junk, so I don't forget. I've already got one of those, so yeah, we'll just ditch all of that. Okay. Works for me. I probably won't buy anything at the weaponsmith, but let's at least take a look. Ooh. Lars the Lunatic's curved blade. I can't tell what that's selling for. Oh, it looks like 9,000. I had to shift my seat so I could actually see what that number was. That is selling for more than double what it's worth, and I can't afford it, obviously. Ooh. That fighting axe is a pretty nice weapon, though. Those are very, very good. I'll probably just leave it at that, though. Let's check the marketplace just in case there's not any surplus armor floating around in here. No, not really. Though we could make some use of that. Is that worth buying? It's actually selling for less than it's worth. You know what? I will take it. Let's get rid of this. And I'll snag that as backup armor for any of our reserves. And then I'll buy a little bit more food and a little bit more tools. I love this place. Everything here is always so cheap compared to everywhere else. Okay. Actually, one last thing before we leave. I'm going to sell one of those spears just to give us a little bit more money to play with. There we go. And in fact, that bludgeon can go. So that puts us back up to almost 4,900. Now, Brunstad is the other armor in the area. The prices here are generally not as good. But if these guys don't have what we want, then it doesn't really matter if their prices are better. Maybe we'll have better luck here. They do have a bit of work for us too. So after we spend all of our money, we can potentially earn it back. It's a little bit disappointing. Their selection's not great either, but they at least have a reinforced mail hauberk. And that is better than what pretty much everyone is wearing, so I think that's still worth grabbing. I just wish we could have gone beyond this even. Well, I will take it. And I'm not a huge fan of any of these helmets either. This is like really the only one that would be worth grabbing. It's pretty good. I guess we can snag it. That leaves us pretty broke though, so we're going to need to immediately start earning some money, which we can do through their missions. So, who does that armor go to? Who's been with us the longest? I guess that's the best test. 53 for Gravith, 53 for Sir Alisar, but he's already got better armor. Yeah, 205. Wait, is that better? No, it's not actually. Why did I think the Footman's armor was better? Anyways, I'm just going to let him keep this. That's okay. How many days? 13. 53 for Morton. I guess Morton, since Gravith has better armor than Morton does. So that goes to you. And you know what, Morton? You can have that helmet as well. We're going to need to paint it, but for now that's okay. And then your armor will get passed on to... Who's been with us the longest short of that? Probably Bertel over here, who actually has the worst armor, now that I look at it. But his fatigue doesn't really look like he can wear it. So I think Calais should probably have it just because he can tolerate a little bit heavier armor. And Bertel, we'll make sure you at least have this. And then as far as helmets go, I guess that's okay. We'll keep that one as a backup. And let's get these level ups out of the way while we're in here. I wish you guys would roll a little bit better. Arnold, you do have Polearm Mastery available, right? Okay. Not necessarily on this level up, but it's something we can eventually work toward. I'm thinking we'll do the +2, +3 there, and do you have quick hands? You do. Crossbow Mastery. You know what? I'm going to try to make him into a little bit of a hybrid character. So let's go with the +2, +3, +3. And I can't take anything from tier 3 yet, so it's got to be here. Spearwaller. If he was using a spear, that'd be a great choice, but he's not. Backstabber is a pretty good one to take. So the bonus to hit chance and melee is doubled to +10% for each ally surrounding and distracting your target. For somebody in the back line, that's a really useful ability, because if he's attacking, like, you know, this guy, well, no, because they don't line up straight on. So if he was attacking this guy, he'd have 2 allies on that target. In general, the backliners do really well with that perk because they typically are fighting from behind several allies. Anticipation is potentially useful as well as dodge for keeping him safe from ranged attacks. Crippling strikes if he's going to be using a ranged weapon. I'm thinking dodge or anticipation. What is your initiative right now? 80. We would probably need to take relentless to help keep his initiative high. But even without that, this would still be beneficial. I think for now, though, I'm going to go with Backstabber. I'm just going to make him more likely to land his hits. Bertram is also leveled up. We're going to take that +3. Probably this +4 right here. And anytime I can get more fatigue, I'm going to take it. For his perk, it looks like we're into tier 2. He's currently using a spear. But he does have the ability to take a pretty wide range of weapons. Though it looks like if he's going to be using a shield, it's probably spears, swords, or flails. Shield bash, fortified mind. Let's take Colossus. That's an easy choice. So that's up to 81 hit points for him. Solveig probably needs more hit points as well. Resolve is a good idea. I think I'm going to take melee skill just because she has such a hell of a time landing her strikes, and then range defense seems like a good idea. Fatigue hasn't really been a problem for her because she's so lightly armored. Does she have dodge? I don't think she does. Oh, she can. No, that's heightened senses. It just looks like dodge. Allies within 3 tiles of her, including herself, receive bonus to their melee and ranged defenses. That's pretty good. What's that based on, though? Most of her stuff is based on resolve. But since this looks like it's derived from dodge, I wonder if that's... I don't know. Anyways, I'll definitely take the 3 there and the 3 here. Question is, do I want to take the 5 there or the 3 there? Excuse me, I'm going to take the 5 in resolve because her initiative is already really high. And a +3 to 112, or 118 in this case, is less significant of a change than a +5 to something that was initially, what, 67? So we'll do that, and then for her perk, I think we're going to take Heightened Senses, because that's going to be a defensive buff for everybody in the area, including herself. And then finally, Bertolf. Definitely going to give you some of that range skill. You didn't roll very well. We'll take the +3 there. And either this +3, maybe the +2 to range defense. Let's do that. Because these guys are obviously quite vulnerable to that, as we saw in earlier battles. Dodge, I think, is something that would be wise for him too. Crippling strikes. Let's go crippling strikes, because that's usually the first perk I take on archers. So with his next one, he's got 3, so we're probably going to be to the point where he can take bow mastery. But we might do dodge first, just to make him more survivable. And hopefully by then we'll have the ambition where we can potentially complete it by taking that. But that's all of that out of the way. And we have a little bit of extra armor and stuff now, but we'll probably just hang on to it. So now we need to see about work. What is this? 1,000 to do what? Go after some thieves. That's definitely something I'm happy to do, and it should be relatively quick. 2,000 to do what? Escort a caravan to Windfest. Where is Windfest again? It's not too bad, actually. But since we're escorting a caravan, that could be a little bit more tedious than I would like. Also, got to make sure we're not going to go to hostile territory. It doesn't look like it. It looks like the only route by road is going to be like so, which is kind of a ridiculously long trip, considering we could easily just go like this. But the pay actually isn't too bad, and that's not that far. So we might do that. Since we're sitting at about 45 minutes, however, I'm going to end the episode here, and we will do probably both of those missions in the next episode. Let me make sure we're not... Okay, nobody was injured. Because we are at a temple right now. I wanted to make sure we didn't leave before we're doing that, if we needed to. But I think we'll start the next episode with the thief mission, and we'll follow that up with the caravan mission that'll take us up to Windfest. From there, we'll probably visit Tabenmus or Stoll, because we know that there was some work there. It might still be there, though. And we'll try to earn more money so that we can buy more armor. Also, we'll see if this completed. We're going to have to wait a little bit of time to see if it actually went, though. I'm worried that it might not have, because we may have discovered that earlier. But I don't think we did. I don't recall seeing it before we actually traveled over here to find this for the mission. So I'm pretty sure that we were successful, and it's just going to take a little while to update, as it generally does. But if we're not, then again, we know that this is new because we discovered it through the mission, and we also know that this is new because we discovered it while wandering up here for the mission. So those are both new targets. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I had a great time playing some Battle Brothers with you, and I look forward to seeing you guys back here for the next episode.